What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another... I can't speak! This is too much. Okay, what's up?
Hey,
welcome back.
Welcome
Hello. Yeah.
It's Okay Martini with your boys, Sophie and...
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just two people.
It's just us.
We have got a jam-packed episode for you. Well, we actually don't know how jam-packed it's going to be. It's probably going to be very jam-packed. It's full of nostalgia. If you guys listened to our last episode, that's probably the main reason you're listening to this, because the chances of you being someone random on YouTube and finding our video is very low, given that we don't have that many subscribers. And anyways, so yeah, Sophia, would you like to give them just begin the story with a title, if you will, just to like prep the audience.
Okay, so the title is I Catfish...
Should I title it or you?
Okay, you title it.
The time Sophia catfished her classmate as the boy she liked.
Okay.
That sounds
okay,
insane.
I just need to preface this, like, I just need to start this by saying, this girl was such a bitch to me, and she was
I'd say she was a bitch in general.
She was a bitch in general, but she was also, I think, because I was this, like, I don't know, like, little girl that was, like, so innocent and nice, you know? Literally, like...
There's this fucking little girl he fucking hates.
She was
weird.
A bitch.
She has a child right now.
Yeah, she was weird, and she was really, really, really bitchy towards, like, everyone, but also towards me, and I was supposed to be her
How old
friend.
were you? Let's just preface this and say, yeah. Let's just preface this and say that you were quite young 14? When this was happening, so it's not like you were like 18 younger. And decided to like fucking catfish your friend.
Yeah, I was young. I was like 14.
I think you were younger than 14.
Younger, like 12 maybe, I guess. That's another thing. Like, this girl, not that like...
Yeah, because this is before I'd come to the school.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, I guess between 12 and 13. Yeah. So, another thing is that, like, not that this is, like, a big deal or anything, but, like, I didn't really swear that much until this bitch came along. Yeah. Like, and she would swear, like,
motherfucker.
Every other word, like, she would swear, literally every other word. And... Dude, I was 12. Like, I'm not trying to swear at 12, dude. Like, you know, like, I'm trying to swear at 18. I'm kidding.
Yeah, remember when you were young and you'd be like, oh my god, I don't swear.
Yeah. Just because...
I don't trust, like, people our age now who are like, I don't swear.
Yeah, that's
weird. I really
weird.
don't trust those people.
That is
It's
weird.
like, just say, what's gonna happen to you? Like, there's this girl in my class, and I'm like, hey, because she's from China originally, and I'm like, hey, can you teach me some Mandarin swear words? And she's like, I don't say bad words. I'm like, you're 20!
I don't say bad words.
Sorry. Continue with the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one day...
So you were 12 at the time. You were young.
I was young, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember this part. Like, you know, sometimes, like, you have memories and you're like, I don't know if I made that shit up or not. But, like, I'm 90% sure that this part of me, like, catfishing, that was, like, 100%, like, that happened, you know?
Yeah, it's so... But anyways, go into it. Just give the backstory, give the main meat
this girl, like...
And then how it all ended.
So, yeah, and we were young, and these guys we were talking about in the previous episode, there was the group of 3 guys, and they were, like, 2 years above us, I think. Yeah. So they were always, like, 2 years above us. Like, so, this girl, she liked one of the guys in the groups, and back then we had, like, MSN. Yeah, so this is, like, back then, dude. Like, we had MSN. And
back in the day.
Yeah. And I remember, I think that week or something, or, like, the week leading up to this, we kind of had a fight. Like, she was being extra mean to me or something. I don't know. Like, I just remember I messaged her something and she was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, normally. I messaged her normally.
Yeah.
So then I was like, this bitch gonna, like, get slapped. So I made an account with that guy's name. I made a Gmail account with that guy's name. Like, on it, I don't know how, like, his last name even, I'm pretty sure. Or I made, like, his name 123. I don't know. I don't know what. And...
Yeah.
And I messaged her. I was like, hey, hey, I'm Sammy.
Yeah, you made
like,
an account on behalf of this guy.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm Sammy. Like, what's up? Let's call her, I don't know, Shannon. Shannon. What's up, Shannon? You know?
You can say her name. Like,
it's fine. Like, no, like, I don't want her to fucking kill
unless
me.
you'd rather, fine. You can say Shannon. I mean, I did say Salami.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, link in the description.
Yeah, so...
continue.
Yeah,
Shannon.
so I messaged and I'm like, hey, I'm Sammy, whatever, like, and we just start speaking, and I'm like, ha, I'm so funny. But then, on the same chat...
What the fuck?
I think, or the next day... But
what was your reasoning for creating that account?
Just to... okay, because she really liked this guy, you know what I mean? And I think maybe a part of me thought... So you just wanted to fuck with her, essentially. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Or maybe a part of me thought, like, oh, she thinks he messaged her, like, you know, maybe she will stop being such a bitch, you know? You know, I don't know. Like, I don't know what... I just remember...
You were so desperate. You were like, you need to get... Yeah.
I just remember I was, like... She was a bitch to me. Like, that's all I remember. And I remember I made this account. Right? So...
Oh, God, yeah.
So, yeah, we message whatever. And then I think either the next day in class or over text, I message her and I say, like, it's actually Sophia. Or in class. I don't remember that part. And she gets pissed, obviously.
I mean, I will be honest, I don't blame her. I would go ape shit if someone did that to
me. Obviously, she gets pissed.
My trust is ruined.
Yeah, but, like, we weren't even close friends. Like, she was, like, a bitch to me all the time. So, like, you know, get what you deserve, bitch.
Yeah.
And I was young, guys. Again, I was young. Like, I don't know what... Like, I would never do this right now.
Are we getting to your apology?
Yeah, like, I would never do this, like, right... Like, dude, I don't even, like, comment on people's... like, anything on people's photos. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like... I'm just this girl in the corner.
You just steer clear of any sort of potential drama.
Yeah, like, I try to, at least. Somehow it still finds me. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was mad, obviously, and I remember this part as well. I was like, I'm so sorry, like, it was just a joke, you know? And, yeah, we were, like, 12 or 13 or something, but she looked like she was, like, 45, you know? Like, sorry.
Yeah, she did look a lot older.
Yeah.
And she was obsessed with Justin Bieber. She made me call his voicemail, like, so many times in the girls' bathroom.
How?
Yeah, she would, like, make me go in there with her, and she'd be like, can you call his voicemail? And I was like, why me? And she was like, oh, because you called... There was this... I was obsessed with, like, male models.
Yeah.
Like, before, because as we established, I drew naked men in the last episode. Yeah. And basically, she was like, oh, you left, like, this guy a voicemail. Let's leave Justin Bieber a ton of voicemails. And then, like, I had no idea, like, how phone data worked. I don't know. Like, I think it's, like, one of those, like, fan numbers that, like, you know... Okay. Like, a lot of celebrities have, like, a specific voicemail that their fans can send shit to. Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that... And then I'm like, I'm so sorry, whatever. And then she wouldn't forgive me.
Yeah.
Obviously. Obviously, who would? You know? Eventually, she forgave me, I think. But...
Yeah.
And then so I went on her Facebook, because I was like, where else can I go? So I went on her Facebook page, and I wrote... Like, I don't remember how long this was, but I remember I wrote, like, I'm so sorry on her Facebook wall. I don't know if at the time you couldn't delete postings on your wall or something, because she...
Well, you told me about this, like, 2 years ago or so, and, like, and you explained the entire situation on her story, on her wall.
I think so, like, I don't remember, I think that's what I did, because she was like, take it down right now.
Yeah, you told me that because you told me that you explained the entire thing. You were like, I'm so sorry for pretending to be this guy. I'm so sorry for... And you were telling me this, and I was like,
I think that's what I did, because because she was like, if I just wrote, I'm sorry, then why would she be like, take this off right now? You know what I mean? take this off my wall right now.
Yeah, you pretty much, like, outed her crush to everyone.
And I love, this is why I love, like, when you're a kid, you don't really give a shit. Like, I didn't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, you don't realize that actions have
like, I didn't give a shit.
Like, even, like, yeah. Like, I mean, I will be honest, right now I do, like, a lot of shit without thinking, but, like, not really stuff like this.
Dude, like, I would never do this.
Like, I'm very hesitant.
I don't, what was I, like, I would be, like...
Yeah.
Literally, like, I think, like, 50 times before I post a freaking photo on Instagram, you know, like, because I'm insane.
Yeah, like... Oh my god, that really changed me.
Like,
I'd say that, like, that whole Facebook apology thing
it really changed me, because, like, for example, like, if I didn't do that, probably I would be on Twitter now tweeting, like, random shit, like, oh my god, my pencil case looked at me, you know, like, not that bad.
Oh my god, what?
But, yeah.
Dude, we're not gonna talk about Satan in this episode.
Okay, so I post that, she's like, take it off, delete it, dude. I'm like, not until you forgive me.
My roommate's gonna hate me for
Oh my god. And she was like, alright, I forgive you, whatever.
Oh my god. You essentially blackmailed. You blackmailed her as a 12-year-old. Take it out.
Dude, it'd be like that sometimes, like...
Oh my god, my kidneys!
Dude, this really actually changed me.
I need
like,
to breathe.
Dude, I can't even confront people anymore, but back then I was like confronting them on your Facebook wall, dude. Are you kidding?
Not until you forgive me.
Like,
me after I murder, like, my boyfriend's family. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. I don't have a boyfriend.
Yeah, like, and I'm not a confrontational person. Like I hate conflict, you know what I mean? But back then, apparently,
Yeah, like, most of the time I've known you, you've always been the quiet, you know, although there was that one time that my dad did hear an F word with his own eye. I mean, dude, with his own ear.
I was off the rails.
With his own ear.
I went off the rails.
Yeah. Sophia's a little rude. Like, I will never forget. Have we talked about this?
I think we mentioned it once.
Cause, like, I was like we were taking a walk, if I'm not wrong, and I was like, no, we were going to meet you, and my dad was like, oh, I love Sophia, she's such a great girl, and I was like, yeah, she's really wonderful, and he was like, although she is a little rude, and I looked at him, and I was like, what? And he was like, I'm gonna do this ASMR style. He was like, I heard her say the F word with my own ear. And I was just staring at him, dude, like, my dad's lost it. Like, oh my god, I don't know, it was so weird. And I was just thinking to when my dad could have potentially heard you, quote unquote, say the F word. I think
maybe when we went, you know, when we had prom, and we came all to your house. Maybe then. Yeah. Like, that's the only... Maybe. Or maybe we were watching... Also, we went to your house once we were watching a scary movie at your place.
Oh, yeah, we were watching fucking Annabelle.
But I don't know if your dad was home then, you know?
Yeah.
But actually, like, speaking of swear words...
No, I think my dad...
And
yeah,
dads,
tell me about swear words.
Yeah. Like,
story of my
dad
life.
Is so strange about this because, like, we were driving and then, like, this song came on, like, by this Russian artist, and he's like, oh no, they might swear, let me turn it off. But then he swears all the fucking time. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is the difference here? You know, like he's always like, son of a bitch. God. Or he's like, shit, you know what I mean? Amazing. Now he's like, oh no, we can't listen to this, the kids might hear swear words. I'm like, you literally swore 2 seconds ago?
The kids have already heard enough from you, man. My dad, like, doesn't swear a lot. Like, I mean, also, like, in Iranian culture, like, even, like, offensive words, like calling someone stupid, it's like, oh my god, no, don't say that. Like, you're Persian, no. Like, it's like, it's such a cultural thing. So, like, my dad also has that, but, like, my mom, like, we're more chillaxed, so, like, I don't know, my dad doesn't swear that much, but, like, I remember, like, my brother had, like, really gotten into, like, rap music and stuff. And one time my dad, like, he likes to say, hey, play, like, your, you know, like, your music for us, too, so we can all listen to the same thing. Which I've stopped doing. Like, whenever, like, I have, like, a specific playlist that whenever my dad's like, just play whatever you're listening, I pause what I'm listening and play that playlist. Because he always makes fun of my fucking taste in music. Like, I played Florence and the Machine once. It was fucking Spectrum, like, her most popular song. And he was making fun of how she sang. And I was like, you literally played Black Eyed Peas for me once. And you were like, have you ever heard of them? Sing. Yeah, like you do. Bitch. So, yeah, so my brother, like, he just plugged in his music. My brother's a fucking moron. And he was listening to, like, Travis Scott, I think. And my dad was like, oh, this is a lot of swear words. And stuff, and then so my dad made a list, I shit you not, of rap artists my brother was allowed to listen to. Yeah, like my dad has gotten like really weird. Like my dad's always been like weird with stuff that he would do. You're like, I know about those. Like... But like with my brother, it's kind of gotten weird. Like I remember one time, like I was was like, hey, like how's it going with dad? And he was like, it's okay, but he makes me do a lot of work. And I was like, well, you know, you should do a lot of work. You know, you're in high school now. Like, it's stuff serious for you. And he was like, no, like, one time we were out, and I pointed at a cloud, and I was like, I think it's going to rain, because the sky was really cloudy. And Dad got mad and was like, that's not a rainstorm. And he made my brother write a fucking essay about the types of clouds. I think I told you about this. I like, it was over the summer, and I was asking my brother, I was like, how's it going, man? And he was like, Dad made me write an essay about clouds, because I didn't know what a rain cloud looked like. He was like, they were, like, out by the lake, they were playing football, and then, like, my brother was like, let's go back inside, and you need to write a fucking essay.
Your dad is... I mean, my dad is literally also weird, like, like my dad doesn't like he swears sometimes, but he doesn't swear that. Sorry, back to that. But sorry, this is also a weird thing he did. During the World Cup. Yeah, no, we're just talking about weirdness in our lives. During the World Cup, there was like Croatia versus Russia, and I was like, I want to go to a bar, you know, to watch it. And then my dad's like, oh no, there will be swearing there. Literally, I'm not kidding. He actually said that to me. To you! And like, okay, I don't swear in Russian at all, like, because to me that's like, I don't know why it's weird to me. Suka. In Russian, because...
Yeah. You need to teach me more Russian swear words,
but like, to me it's weird to swear in Russian for some reason.
Later, yeah.
So he's like, oh no, you can't, there will be swear words. I was like, what the fuck? It's so strange. But like, I still went, you know, but he was like so stressed about that someone can say like a swear word. I'm like... heard it before, dude. Like, don't worry about it.
It's like, Dad, you've already called me all these things. Sorry. I wanted to make a joke. We had like a weird time growing up, I would say. Like, I'm sure everyone has weird stories because there are weird people in the world. I'm sure that some people, like, would be talking about, like, hey, remember that weird curly-haired girl in our class? Or, hey, remember that weird Russian in our class? Yeah, for sure. Like, there was this weird guy, because, like, the last 2 years of high school, you and me, we went to different high schools. Like, you did A-levels, I did IB. And there was this, like, really weird guy in my uni, and he was in my psychology class. And you and me were hanging out, and, like, I posted on my Snapchat story. And remember when, like, he messaged me, he was like, who is she? Does she go to our school? And I was like, no, she doesn't. She's my best friend. And he was like, she's really attractive. Tell her to add me on Snapchat. Wait. Remember? Him, the weird guy. Eunice.
Oh my god, wait.
He messaged me on Snapchat about, like... He used to be in the year above us, but then he had to repeat, like, sixth form. So he was, like, put in my year.
I don't remember, like, who he is, but I remember this incident.
Yeah, you didn't know him, but, like, I showed you, like, a picture of him, and you were like, he wore this, like, fucking... like dark, like not really dark, it was something between, this is gonna sound really weird, but dark blue and bright navy velvet suit to school. Like, our school uniform was either like dark navy or black suits / like pantsuits or like long skirts for girls. And he wore like I'd say like it was I'd say it was like bright-ish. It was like a dark I don't know how to explain. It was loud. That's the only way I can say it. Fucking velvet suit with like black leather shoes. Like the outfit did not go. Like I think he was just like really really rich. But yeah, he was like a weird guy, and he was like talking to us. Like, okay, I acknowledge things are different in like different cultures. That's understandable. But like sometimes like people like they just tell you something sort of like a bit out of the ordinary, you know? Like he was talking to one of my friends, and he just said something out of nowhere. He was like, "My dad finally got a fourth wife."
Did I ask, dude?
Yeah, like my friend was just like, "What?"
Also,
like,
finally,
what?
Like, were you waiting?
Yeah. Yeah, because he already had, like, 3 wives. And, like, he was like, oh, yeah, my dad just got a 4th wife. Like, as if, like, he was like, collecting something. Like, I mean, like, yeah, it's like common practice. I wouldn't say common practice in Islam, but, like, it is a practice.
Yeah, but why would you say that?
But, like, he just, like, brought it up out of, like, they weren't even friends. That's weird. Like, by far.
Just to bring it up to, like, random...
Yeah, it was really... Yeah, there was also, like, there was this one girl in our school who was, like, notorious for having people over at her place. And that's the only reason she had friends.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think.
Do you know who I'm talking about? The one with the long ass name.
Yeah, exactly. Who are you talking?
We'll just call her Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Fucking Mary Poppins. This chick, I don't think anyone actually liked her that much. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the reason they hung out with her, either because, I don't know, because she didn't really have any sort of good qualities. Like, she was
like, her
mom, go for it, man.
I think I told you this. Like, when we got our results, our GCSE results, and this girl, she was very, very smart, I think, right?
Yeah, she always got, like, the top grades
and like, her parents obviously came to get her results with her. My parents didn't come with me, like, because they don't enter the school.
Okay.
So I got my results, like, and I was just, like, with my envelope, and I was, like, scared to open it, obviously. It's, like, GCSE's, like, my life, whatever. Yeah. And her mom comes up to me, and she's like, let me open them for you, honey. And I'm like, so you can, like, make fun of me at dinner because, obviously, your daughter got... She literally, like, let me open it for you, like, you look worried, whatever. Like, she literally offered to open...
Let me open it for you, you look worried. Yeah. Not like, hey, you look worried, open it on your own time. Yeah. Don't be stressed. Oh, you look worried, let me look at it for you.
Let this be our topic of conversation during dinner that our daughter did better than this chick. You know, people. Like...
They were really weird people. Like, I remember, like, one of my most disliked experiences was, like, my high school prom. I will be honest, there were good parts, but, like, the majority of it was just, like, shit that I was like, oh, God. It was really crap. And this girl, she had, like, an after party at her place, and there was free-flowing booze, and we were all underage, so technically we shouldn't have been drinking. But her parents were pressuring us to drink. Like, her dad was trying to force me to drink, and I didn't want to drink, and I was like, literally, the only way I got him to stop is I have a blood test tomorrow in the morning. That's the only way I got him to stop pressuring me to, like, take tequila shots. He went up to one of my friends who she didn't want to, like, drink for, like, I don't know, like, Islamic reasons, or, which is, I don't know, but whatever. She didn't want to drink for Islamic reasons, I can't remember, or, like, her dad, you know, but she didn't want to drink. And he pretty much forced her to chug half a bottle of white wine.
That is...
And, like, his son, who was fucking, like... I'd say, like, 14 or 15, was having, like, a beer with us, like, 18-year-olds.
Yeah. Weird family.
Like, I mean, okay, you do you. Like, you raise your kids however you want, but, like, that shit is so dumb to do. Because, first of all, it's fucking illegal. Like, someone actually, like, they were like, guys, go inside. And we're like, what happened? They were like, the neighbors told us that they were going to call the police. Because there's young people drinking. And I was like, you idiots, why would you bring a whole bunch of obviously young people to, like, your balcony? And their balcony, like, I mean, their garden, which was by the lake. So if you walk past, you could clearly see that we were a bunch of young people drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you
also,
know?
What kind, like, you're, like, telling your, like, your daughter's, like, classmates, like, forcing them
She didn't drink, by the way, and her parents never pressured her to drink.
What did they want?
She was the only one.
Did they want, like, to get some bad shit?
I think they just wanted her to be popular.
That's so weird.
And dude, they were, like, expensive, not, like, shitty alcohol, but they would, like, give you, like, expensive alcohol. Like, the good whiskey, you know, like, the good vodka. Yeah. It was so weird, like... It was like they knew that this is how to entice people, and like it just became like a regular fixture for people to like hang out at her house.
Like, cause I remember the usual people that would hang out at her place, but
yeah, but it's weird because I couldn't understand if they actually liked her or not because we talked so much shit behind her back, and everyone would always say, yeah, no one actually likes her, you know. But then I'm like, but you always hung out with her, or like if she made like I remember there was this one period where. She, like, I made a really casual lunch with 3 of my friends and, like, my girlfriend of the time. Like, I was just like, guys, I'm just, like, making lunch. With, like, 3 people. So it was, like, 4 other people besides me. And, like, I made lunch. And it was just, like, really casual. And I wasn't out to, like, all my friends, like, all the people I went to high school with at this point. So I was, like, oh, I only want to, like, hang out with people I'm out with, you know, who also, like, you know, my girlfriend's also out, too, and stuff. And, like, she was also hosting this thing on the same day. And I can't remember. Oh, and 2 of the people coming to my lunch thing were invited to her Galentine's Day lunch. But they didn't want to go. They wanted to come to my lunch thing. So they told her, like, hey, sorry, like, we can't come. Because Sarah had organized this, like, a while ago. And we haven't seen her much. And she was like, oh, well, why isn't Sarah coming? And I was like, oh, well, you know, and they asked me, they were like, oh, Mary Poppins said that you're invited. And I was like,
yeah,
what are you talking about? Like, no, I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't fucking invited. What are you saying? And they were like, and people were being so shady about it. Like, they were getting, like, this one guy who was coming to the party to, like, message me and find out why they weren't invited. And he was like, dude, no, I'm not doing that. Like, you know, like... They were like, oh, like, ask her why she didn't invite us to her lunch thing. You know, like, Mary Poppins, like, told her that she could come. I was like, yeah, the day before the fucking event. Like, when all this drama was happening. And, like, we were all so annoyed. Like, I don't know. It was so weird. It was, like... And also, I didn't like hanging out with... There were some people in that, like, group of friends who I really love hanging out with. Like, you know, to this day, like, I'm still in touch with. But... The majority of them, like, it seemed like they couldn't hang out in groups of smaller than 10. Yeah, that's
so weird.
And I'm not just saying, like, hanging out at someone's house, because it's fine, like, if you want to invite, like, a big group of people to your house. But, like, big groups of people to, like, not just go to the movies, but just hang out aimlessly.
Yeah, like, just walk around in
like,
the
in
mall.
big groups. Yeah, like, I mean, that just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're all going to a movie, like... That kind of makes sense, but still, why would you be such a big number? Unless it's, like, someone's birthday. But you're not, like, fucking 12 anymore. Just, like, if you want to watch a movie, invite people to your place, you know? But they would always hang out with, like, groups of at least, like, 10 people. Like, just, like, these huge, huge groups of people. And it was so unsettling, and no one really talked about anything. It was just, like, really shallow banter. And, like, I just, like, I'd stopped, like, at one point, I was just, like, I really, like... don't want to, like, I think that's when I first, like, very became aware of the fact that I had, like, fucking, like, social anxiety, is, like, I was, like, I cannot physically endure, like, hanging out with these people, because we already saw each other fucking 5 times a week, you know, on weekdays, and then, like, it was, like, weekends as well, and they were, like, annoying, and, like, I knew that they didn't like me, you know, because, like, sometimes they would say it to me, or, like, sometimes, like, they would just, like, make plans and, like, talk about it in front of me, like, very clearly without me having been invited. Like, I mean, it's fine, like, make your own plans, but when you want to make a point of me not knowing, like, oh, make sure she doesn't hear, but then you talk about it in front of me, it's kind of like, guys, I'm not a moron, like, be adults, just, like, talk about it like a normal person. I'm not going to be upset, like, because you have a plan, but when you did it like that, it just felt like, oh, don't let her feel, like, excluded, like, we'll just invite her when we want, and I was just, like, it was, like, for one of my friend's birthdays, and I was just, like, I really can't handle this, I'm not going. And, like, I think I was, like, messaging you. I was, like, stressed out about not going. But, like, it was one of the best decisions I'd ever made. In that point in my life. I was, like, I should really cancel on plans more often. Because it was the first time I said no to a plan. And it was, like, me saying no, not my parents saying no, you know? And that was so, like, exhilarating to me. Just like, I don't know, still to this day, depending on the person, I love canceling plans. Like, you know, like, sometimes, like, I will be like, oh, damn it, like, no one wants to hang out with me, which is, like, bullshit, because, like, people do want to, like, you know, hang out with me sometimes, like, my close friends, which is, like, probably, like, the people I want to hang out with. But, like, sometimes when I see, like, people out in groups, and, like, I see it, like, on, like, Instagram stories or whatever, I'm just like, oh, that would be fun. But then, like, 5 seconds later, you know, I'm like, oh, that would be fun. I wish I was out. But then 5 minutes later, I'm like,
no, I'm the same.
No, I'm good. Which is kind of sad, because, like, I should kind of, like, leave my house a bit more at this point, because, like, I am going a bit crazy in here. Like, maybe I'll just go to a cafe or something to study. But, like, I don't know. Sometimes I just love having time by myself. You know, like, sometimes you really need that as a person. Yeah. You sometimes really need
exhausting.
Like, a good while to yourself. Yeah, sometimes you're, like, physically exhausted and you're just like, I need, like, a break from everything. But sometimes, like, it's really good to have, like, a just time to yourself, like, just being alone. Like, I mean, like, for the Christmas break, I was in Milan, my roommates weren't here. The majority of my friends, like, weren't here. The ones that were, like, we all had exams, so, like, I only got to see my friends for, like, a little bit, like, for New Year's and stuff, because, like, I mean, we were all studying anyways, but it was so good to kind of have that time, like, to myself and just, like, work at my own, you know, sure. So it's something I would recommend to everyone.
Yeah, you know, I hate this, like,
just step out of your comfort zone, you know, I would say, to people, you know.
No, I just hate, like, this, like, sometimes, like, yeah, I'm down to hang out, but I hate, like, every single weekend or whatever, my friends are like, what do we do? What do we do? What should we do? Like, we don't have to do something every single weekend. Like, aren't you tired? We see each other every single day in class.
Yeah, it's even more, like, like, I mean, I'm, like, my closest friends, like, they go to different universities than me. So, like, that's really good. But, like, at the same time, it kind of sucks because I barely see them, you know? But, like, the thing is, like, we don't see each other, but, like, you know, we all talk as much as, like, we can. And that's, like, I mean, I'd say, like, even you and me, like, I'd say, okay, this isn't to say, like, I'm so glad I don't see you anymore, because even the time when I would see you, like, fucking every day, like, when we did, like, art together, it was, like, the only period of, like, mental sanity for me was, like, the time I spent with you. This sounds so gay, but, you know? So the time I spent with you, it was just, like, it was always, like, great. But, like, I feel like after we changed schools, that we kind of, like, got closer, because we were, like, you know, oh, look at these people we see every fucking day. Like, I would have bashed their faces in. You were great, man, exactly. You know?
Like, sometimes, it's worse when you see the person, like, so often. Like,
I mean, sometimes you will meet people that you can see every day, and, like, I mean, that's, like, of course, like, you know, some people, like, best friends or, like, you know, couples or whatever, they're like, oh, I do want to see you every day, like, I'm not gonna get sick of you, you know? But, like, not to say that, like, you know, if you get sick of people, that means, like, you don't care about them or whatever. You just genuinely need some time off from people. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And, like, I hate that people don't get that. They make a big deal. Oh, you're not gonna come. Why aren't you gonna come? You're such a killjoy. Or, like, you know, like, people pressure you into going out. I'm like, I don't want to go out. And, like,
you're so lame.
You know?
Like, I'm lame because I don't want to hang out for one fucking weekend. Like, yeah, I'm so lame.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't care. Let me rest. And then there's, like, these people who think that just because they cancel plans all the time, they're like, oh my god, look at me, I'm #grandma, look at me, like, drinking tea and reading BuzzFeed quizzes till 4 a.m. It's like, shut up, you're not special. Like, you know, like, everyone, like, does this shit, or at least, like, wishes they do shit. Like, there are some people who really want to, like, go out, like, every single weekend, or, like, want to be, like, invited to events and shit, like, all the time. Which is, like, fine, whatever you like, but, like, I'm sorry, but I'm not one of those people. Like, sure, if you invite me out, like, I will probably be down. Like, the number of times I've said no to something is, like, well, recently it's increased. Recently I've just been getting, like, lazier and more, you know, frustrated with human interaction.
Like, it's just, like, sometimes it's, like, I can't be bothered to, like, figure out what I'm gonna wear, and then, like, not like what I'm wearing, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like...
I mean, my closet is pretty much just, like, all t-shirts and, like, button-up shirts with a few sweatshirts. So, like, and, like, all black jeans. So, like, all my outfits go.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
so, like, it's just, like, literally a matter of picking out a t-shirt.
Like, sometimes
so,
you just
yeah.
don't like how you look, like, no matter what. You know what I mean? So you're like...
all day,
I just don't want to go out because, like, I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, when you don't like how you look, you also, like, don't feel, like, well and confident and whatever. So you're like, what's it, like...
Yeah, you're like, I kind of feel like I look and feel sick.
So, just feel shitty.
You know, it's like, oh, like, you know, you're totally healthy. You look in the mirror, you're like, ooh, I look feverish today. I'm gonna stay home. You know, but it's like, you know that there's nothing wrong with you, but you're like, oh no, look at those, like, bags and, like... this outfit won't do anything for the buns.
Yeah, or like you just don't like sometimes like in some like you just don't feel like good, so you're just like, if I don't feel good, like why should I, like, you know what I mean, like you don't feel good within yourself.
Yeah, there's so much stigma to just like just taking time to yourself, you know, like it's such a, I mean, I feel like nowadays it's really advertised as sort of like a mental health for mentally ill people exclusively. That's what I feel like it's turned into. Like, oh, it's okay if you have depression, just take a day off. It's like, okay, there are people who don't have depression, but like, you know, they really need time off. Like, you can't say like, oh, you're completely mentally healthy, you can keep doing this, but you, poor baby, take time off. Like, I'm not saying this in the terms of like, oh, it's patronizing towards depressed people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, bro, everyone needs to take time off. If you're healthy, take time off. Nothing's gonna happen, man. A day's not gonna hurt you. This is fucking PSAs, public service announcements from the Chastity Sisters.
Yep.
Did you just yawn on me?
I'm tired.
Bitch, excuse me? Did you just yawn on me? We have been working long and hard on this podcast, and you have the audacity to yawn on me? No, you're sorry? You're sorry? What are you going to do? Write on my Facebook wall?
I don't have Facebook. Thank God.
Yeah, what happened? You're officially logged out of your Facebook.
I forgot my password.
Like... Just, like, coincidental timing. You happened to forget your password just when this, like, weird guy I was boning at the time
oh
was,
my
like,
God, yes.
you.
Dude, I'm not, like, I don't know what happened. Like,
Don't mention his name, though. Don't mention his name or anything about him.
Literally, and I was actually upset because I just got Facebook. Like, I haven't had Facebook for years.
Oh, God.
You remember, right?
Yeah, and you just gotten on the Facebook, like, train.
And then my Facebook logged me out, except for the Messenger. So the Messenger stayed, but the Facebook app logged me out. And I couldn't recover my password for some reason. Like, it didn't send a link to my email. So like, weird. And I even messaged Facebook. Like, I emailed them. I was like, Jesus. My account, I'm locked out, whatever. And yeah, that happened. And like, I was like upset about it, but now I'm like, whatever. I don't even use Facebook, you know. But it was weird, the timing,
like
you know?
One more...
I was like, did someone hack me or something?
Was
did this guy with the guitar hat hack me? Sorry.
What the?
That's too much information.
There was this guy. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about him, but there was a guy who I was friends with who, look, he was a nice guy, but he's a weird boy. I think he's a cartoon character, if you will. That's the only way to describe this lad. So basically, yeah, a Sims character. And he, like, we were friends, and, like, I thought he was, like, kind of cute and stuff, and, like, I can't remember what was happening, but, like, I can't remember why I got you to message him. Like, I think we were fucking with him or something.
Yeah.
But you were talking to him. Oh, he was talking to you about, like, asking me to, like, the university's prom or something.
Yeah.
And then he sent you, like, a selfie of him with, like, holding his guitar. And he was, like, jamming out.
He was like, you can teach me English and I'll teach you Italian. And I'm like, is this...
He was a weird guy. He was kind of like a 50-year-old sugar daddy trapped in like a 20-year-old's body.
I don't know. Like he seemed nice, but I was like I don't know.
He is a nice guy, but he was just weird. Like this, like I don't know. He was so strange. Like I mean, okay. I'm not gonna spoil this part further because I really hate thinking about it. Things happened, and then I was like, I don't want things to happen anymore. But yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna go into it because it was just like embarrassing memories.
He was
that good old regret that you all gotta feel. Yeah, he was a weird guy. He would hit on everything that moved, and then like he would say like, "Oh, I don't know why they didn't want to make friends. Maybe they thought I was like hitting on them." It's like, no, you were hitting on them until you found out that they didn't like you, and then you just made it seem like you just wanted to be friends, bro.
Yeah.
Like even his best friend said that once. Was like, yeah, I don't think he. You know, he has good intentions, but he doesn't realize that he flirts with everything that moves.
So weird.
You know. It's just bizarre shit.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, I mean, I don't know, like the dynamic of, I'm gonna say quote unquote, having a crush and stuff has like really changed since you were a kid. Like, I mean, I don't know, it's just like people did weird stuff back in the day, like, I remember there was this girl, the fan fiction girl.
God.
She always lied about people liking her.
Always.
Dude,
you
want to take the lead on this, man? Bruh, this chick, literally, any guy she liked, within a week of her admitting she liked them, she would be like, we have a thing.
Dude, dead ass.
They're like, what do you mean? What do you mean you had a thing? We made eye contact.
I can't.
Like, he coughed near me.
I
We're
remember,
married. Like, what do you
this
say?
happening with 3 different guys. Actually,
yeah, 3 different guys throughout like the course of like. Once I distinctly remember it was like year 8. It was this guy who another one of our friends liked, and she was like, oh, he likes me too, and we were like, and then he ended up asking this other girl to the school's dance. And she was like, I told him it's okay to do that, remember?
I think so. I think I remember who you were talking about.
It was so weird. And then there was this other guy who she kept saying that, like, remember the guy with the nice hands?
Yeah. Okay, no, I know.
Not the tall one, not the tall one.
Okay.
The one that was, like, in year 13.
Wait. Yeah, I remember. Okay, now I remember, like, 4 guys
like,
she did this to.
Oh my gosh, she was so... She lied so much.
But, like, okay, that guy, like, the most recent, she could lie about that to me because I wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but did she not think that you would talk to me? No, she probably thought I had no friends. Because she knew how often we talk.
Yeah, and then when I was like, I'm gonna visit the school, she's like, don't visit. Don't visit. I'm like, why? She's like, because it's a mess
don't
here.
Visit.
I'm like, what?
Dude, like, she had gotten... it was so weird because apparently, like, I was the only person that she wasn't talking shit about, you know, at one point. Like, she would talk shit about everyone.
She was so
dramatic.
Like,
I don't know. Yeah, she really was. She was essentially a Storytime YouTuber. Like, the tiniest thing that would happen, she would... Not like, you know, the tiniest thing that would happen, she would become upset. That wasn't it. The tiniest thing that would happen. That would happen. Like, she would be like... like, for example, like, eye contact with a guy, she would message Sophie and be like, you know, he made a move on me. And so we'd be like, what happened? She'd be like, he sat, like, near me. Like, you know? And we'd be like, but that doesn't mean anything. I remember
that guy, like, this was, like in year 10, I think? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
He was...
I think so. Was it the Frenchie? Or was that you? Did you like Frenchie? I think you like Frenchie. No. Sorry. I remember that time I screamed Frenchie.
That was so bad.
We were in the cafeteria.
Erase.
Frenchie! And we all started running like idiots.
Suppress.
Man, it was weird.
No.
No, but oh my god, who was that?
No, Max was like year 9?
We had some white people in our class. Yeah, Max
No,
was year 9.
Sean.
Salami with the R movements.
Do you remember?
Oh my god, Sean. The old Irish boy.
She loved him, bro.
Oh my gosh, she was like in love with him. She was like, oh, me and Sean, like, she was like talking to me. She was like, oh, like, I kind of have a thing with this guy, but like, I don't know where it's gone. We were like, what are you talking about? Who is it? And she would like give very obvious hints as to who it was, but not say a name.
Like
so
pointing
it's
at
like,
him.
if you guessed, yeah, like she'd be like pointing at like fucking Sean. She'd be like, oh, so there's this boy that I like, and like I can't tell you about him, and we'd just be like, what? Dude. Oh my god, there was this weird, I don't know if you remember this girl, but like she was in our class for like, I think like a year and a half, and then she just completely disappeared. Her name was like Mariam or something.
Wait.
And she was like, it was like her second day, like in our in our form room, and she was like, so do you have a thing with someone? And like me and I don't know if you were there yet, but like it was early in the morning. It was before like the bell hit, like, and me and Tanya were like, what do you mean? She was like, oh, like, you know, do you like someone and they like you back, but you don't, like, excuse me for the racism, guys, but I don't give a fuck. It's not racism, but yeah, and she was like, so yeah, so do you have a thing with someone? And she just was like, oh, well, yeah, kind of. And like, I kind of had a thing with this, I wouldn't really say a thing, but I was like, it was kind of weird, because it was like pretty obvious that he was sort of into me. You know, but then, like, when I admitted that I was into him, he was like, oh, I'm not into. But then, like, actually, like, 2 years ago, like, after having, like, moved to, like, fucking America, like, fucking Texas, he messaged me. He was like, oh, you know, I always kind of liked you back then. And I was like, oh, you told me you didn't? He was like, oh, like, you know, I thought you meant, like, for a relationship. I was like, dude, I was 14. Like, I was well aware that it wasn't going to lead to a relationship.
Yeah, I wanted to get married straight away.
And, yeah, and it was so weird. And then he sent me like a fucking
that guy. Oh my god.
That guy. The milkshake guy. The guy who bought me a milkshake.
Everything is coming back to me now.
Everything is oh my god, it's just so vivid. Yeah. You know, it's like it just happened yesterday. It's so weird, like, how time flies. I mean, we're only 20. Like, you're 21, but like, you know, we're only in our 20s. It's so weird. But yeah, and this girl like asked her, and like the fucking fan fiction girl was like, yeah, I kind of have a thing with this guy, you know, like,
he was literally dating this other girl.
Really, like, say it out loud to everyone. Yeah, he was dating this, who? She was also, like, some weird white chick. Wasn't it?
Can we expose? I mean, no one's gonna...
my god. He was not attractive at all.
She looks like no one's
gonna know. No one's gonna give a fuck anyways. Yeah, she does. She does. Like, I unfollowed her, like, on Instagram. Because, like, I mean, some of the people from high school, when you weren't friends with them, what's the point of, like, still follow any them? Of these people. You know, if we're not in touch. Yeah, so, like, I unfollowed, like, a bunch of people when I see their shit on my timeline. Just because, like, it's like, oh, we weren't really friends back then. Yeah. We aren't, like, friends now. Like, we're literally just mutuals who happened to go to the same high school. That's, like, all it feels like. But yeah, like, I unfollowed, like, a few of them, but some of them, like, still follow me, and, like, I'm just, like, I don't know, I kind of feel bad, like, sometimes when I see them, like, viewing my stories or liking my pictures, I'm like, oh, I've unfollowed you, sorry. Yeah. You know? But, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Keeping that Insta feed fresh. I don't know why I said that, I really hate myself. I've been saying dumb shit. Recently, one of my friends was like, I'm studying, and I replied... Brainiac. Yeah, oh my god, I don't think I've ever used that word before. Like, what? I literally said Brainiac. Like, it's not like I was flirting with this guy, because, like, we're very good friends, I'd say. But, like, I said Brainiac.
Yeah,
you know, like, oh god, I just wanted to die.
Was that you or me?
What?
There was a noise.
What are you talking about?
It was like...
What noise?
It was like a weird, like... Like... It was a weird noise, like, I don't know who did that.
It's really creepy. What?
It was like a noise, I think, like, it was something, like, either your computer or my computer. It was like a... Yeah, I don't know, sorry. At first I thought maybe my headphones,
that's
like...
freaky.
But they're not. I thought my headphones like turned off, but they didn't. Anyway, sorry. It was a weird noise. I was like, what happened?
That's fine. We're just taking a trip into the paranormal. Speaking of paranormal, we should really summon a ghost once together for a podcast. They sell Ouija boards on
don't play
Amazon.
with that shit.
Okay, I'm terrified of like paranormal shit. I'm really scared of it, but like I don't know, it's just like sometimes I'm so curious. I'm like, ooh, I wanna see what happens, but then I'm like, what if something actually happens?
Like I believe in that shit, honestly. Like, please don't do that.
Like, I don't know, part of me is like, oh no, like it's just bullcrap, like how is it scientifically possible? But then another part of me is like, oh, I don't want to like piss anything off, you know? Like the only, like, I mean, I just piss people off in real life, and I think that's enough for me. Like, it's safe to say that's enough for me, you know? But yeah, speaking of pissing people off, you guys should, like, listen to more of our episodes.
Yeah.
Am I right? Because Okay Martini is a work of art. Thank you guys for listening to all this bull crap. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to us. Help us out. We're good people. We're celibate. We don't have any genitalia. We plan on dying virgins. So we're good girls. We don't have boyfriends. So
Holding hands is bad, dude.
Stay tuned. Holding hands is bad, guys. Don't do that. So yeah, this has been Bethany and Shannon from Bethany and Berthany from fucking Chastity Talks. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Okay Martini. Peace out.